What is happening, folks, and welcome to the season review of Season 3 of Glory in Paradise with Monaco. Don't forget, if you're enjoying this series, don't forget to drop a like on the video down below. We really appreciate that. And subscribe if you are new as well. So, obviously, as you can probably tell, I've changed the episode title, or the episode I was going to be doing, because I didn't think there's really any point in doing the season review. The last week, sorry, not the season review, the last game of the season. I didn't see any point in doing that. So we're gonna go through the usual screens on here, look at the budgets, look at the players, and just talk about the season, how we got on, that kind of thing. So I'm also gonna try and address an issue which I think one commenters needs to be addressed about the FFP and the money and that kind of thing, just to clarify the situation we're currently in, and just let you know why I'm doing things a certain way. Just a review from that point in case people are new to the save and wonder how it works and that kind of thing. Because I don't really show it much recently, the finance screen, because I feel like it's already been established earlier in this series. But if you come into this series early on, or later on, sorry, you may not know what the current idea or the current situation is. So let's go over that again just to clarify where we're at with finances and that kind of thing. So as you can see here, the over best 11. And on here we've got how many signs have I made? 1, 2, 3. Three of those in the best. That's our main formation, I'd say, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, obviously Golovin. I wish I kept him. I really wish he was still here because he'd be perfect for us. But unfortunately, you got to sell players when you're Monaco. Maybe we can get him back, maybe someday, but I doubt it. So yeah, I won't play Rodriguez CM though. I don't know how Monreal's not in there, because I think he's been fantastic in that role. But you know, it's just it's not really 11. I don't think overall it's not really 11 that's based on tactical knowledge, tactical making sense. It's more of a formation of best players in the team, stick them in there overall. So yeah. So end of season award. So look what we've got here. So fans player of the year was Soumaré. Okay. Not disputing it, just surprising he was the guy who got it. Rodriguez was second and Benoit was third. Okay. Goal of the season was James Rodriguez against Toulouse. Again, I don't recall this goal, but we'll have a look at it and see. I don't recall it. I might do when the game starts, the highlight starts. I might remember it. Oh yes, I remember it now. He runs all the way and then fires it in. I remember commenting, look, runs all the way. And he fires it in near post, if I remember correctly. Yep. Yeah, I remember it now. I remember. I mean, the goal's a big surprise how he managed to run all the way up the pitch by himself because of the whole no pace thing. Signing of the season, not hard. We made one signing. Only made one signing, which was Victor Osimhen. So, yeah, not a big surprise. Not really done what I thought it would, but you know what? He'll probably get more game time next season. Young player of the season was Bakary Soumaré, who. Yeah, he's all right, chat. He's all right, guys, isn't he? He's all right. He's not really going to develop much more, but you know, I think he's a good player to have in the team. He's not going to be. I don't think anybody's going to come in for him. I think he's going to be here for most of the saves. So, well, again, things can change. Team of the season. That's team of the season. Let's have a look. I would make one change to this. Actually, no, two. I would take out Henriks and put Aguilar in there, and I'd maybe put Romero in there for Bakayoko. But again, he's not a bad player to put in there. I'm not overly against that being the player, but you know, it's like yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, it's not too bad. Right. So, season review. Let's go to the competition and do this. Actually, it's a bit easier to do it on the screen here. So we finished second in the table, guys. We drew our last few games of the season, really. We got knocked out. We qualified for Champions League, and we were way behind PSG. PSG had a great season. They lost twice all season. For me, it was these draws. You look at the defeats we had as well this season against Metz, Strasbourg, Bordeaux. You know, obviously the bottom two, emphatic defeats. They're very narrow. You know, I think that's down to the fact we don't have, our goal scorers are a bit erratic, which I'm going to try and adjust in the summer. It's very difficult to do that. I'm going to try at least. So yeah, I'm happy where we are. We managed to get a cup win this season. We were runner-ups in the Trophy of Champions. which of course we're going to play again next season at the start of the year. That's going to be a fun one. I'll probably do that as a next season as a edited highlights, because it's not a major competition, but it's obviously got a lot of preseason. I hopefully have a lot of chances to go for next season. Then obviously Champions League was the big one. Disappointed how we lost to Chelsea, but we got to the quarterfinals, so we exceeded expectations. My worry now is that they're going to increase that next year. I still feel like we should be looking to get out of the group stage as a minimum. And that's the thing. And next year could be a bit tougher because of the fact we're not going to be in the top seed for the Champions League. But hopefully we get the kind of scenario we got this year. Which, if I go to the group stage and just bring it on for you guys, where's our group? Oh, we're at top of Group A. So I'll put Group A on. This is the kind of group we want next year. Is a big team like City in there, then the teams below relatively okay. It'd be nice to have a really, really decent group next year. I'm thinking that maybe we get like a Portuguese team, if that's possible, with the top seeds. It should be, because the champions go in top seeds, don't they, of the group? So hopefully we get one of those, and then the rest is like fodder, and that would be great, because that means that we can really, really have a really good campaign in Champions League. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Hopefully we can do that and pull that off. But wait and see how that plays out in the draw. So yeah, overall in the season, in terms of the competitions, I'm happy with what we did. I mean, we finished second in the league behind PSG. We had a great season. We won the French Cup. We exceeded our expectations in Champions League, and the stupid trophy that everyone just dismisses in any country. We didn't win it, but you know what? I'm not too fussed by it. I'd like to win it, because it'd be kind of cool to win that competition. Lost on penalties at PSG. That was the frustrating part of it. I remember that now. Back in the day when we had a penalty shootout. So yeah, not too bad in terms of overall competition. So expectations meeting. Let's have a look, see what they say. So negotiate. Let's have a look. So next season, what they're saying? They're saying to qualify for Champions League again. I think that's definitely doable. Okay. Now I'm gonna just try and get that on. I don't want to be guaranteed. No, actually, I'm very wary of winning the league in that year, because I feel like that could be very difficult to do, because PSG seem to. It's not guaranteed we're going to do it unless we get some insane good players in. So we're going to try and suggest that one, see what they say to that. Win. Challenge. I'm not. Well, 2024-25, that could be difficult. But it's preferred. So that's not too bad then, is it? It's preferred. So hopefully if we don't win it and we get relatively close for this second, they'd be okay with that. So yeah, 5-year plan, still got the same kind of traits on there really. Signing young players, win budget, 4-year contracts for first team players, maintain versus the country and all that stuff. And the main culture, they want to sign high position players. The problem is the money, which we'll get to in a second, is not really there to do that. But I'm okay with that really. It's not overly ambitious, but it's just, I like to try and push down expectations and then over exceed them rather than try and match what they say. It just makes it easier. It's not make it easier. So next season's plans. We're going into next season. Oh great. Oh, I fixed it. I try and be confident. I try and be confident with the team. So yeah. So let's have a quick look at the next one, which is going to be the league. Just do it this way rather than editing it. Team details. Have a look here. So average position 50% second in the league. We did change to a more short style of play, and that obviously boosted our position stats this season. And it does seem like it works. I think I think the short passing works when we take off work into the box. Now one thing I will say is that I do occasionally go with more direct passing. There's been an odd game here and there where basically I need to get a goal and just go more direct, get the goal, whether it's because of that change or whether it just happens to happen at the same time. I don't know. But then my default is always go back to short passing. The problem with that is, I'll get to tactic in a second and talk about that. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, that's generally what we like to do with our possession. Penalties taken, we had 7 penalties taken and scored 6 of them, which is good. I can't remember which one we missed, but we had a period where we couldn't score a goal, and I think that was when we missed the penalty. Headers won, we're 18th. Headers won ratio, yeah, 5%. So let's look at the form. The form, we had a bit of an iffy end of the season. We just drew a lot of games in the season. I just played basically the second string in it, really. Home form. Did we lose the home game? I mean, we must have done. We must have lost the home game, really. The form things here are kind of like not really worth going through because obviously it doesn't really give you a fair reflection. It's like, doesn't give you a fair reflection on the season. So let's go attacking. Goals. They got 100 goals. We got 69. Get your minds out of the gutter, chat. Chat, comment, YouTube. Get your minds out of the gutter. That needs to be improved next season. I want to get to 80 goals next season, minimum. But maybe we need to look at I think we'll get to the transfers in a second and the tactic as well and talk about what I want to do. But I've got some ideas for players. Whether I can do them, whether I can sign them all is another question. It might be heavily installment deals. I'll go through not necessarily who I'm looking to sign, but areas looking to sign him. Also, I will be selling some players as well. Mainly one striker I think needs to be sold to capitalise on money and develop and that kind of thing. So cost ratio, we were 18th. Then cost completed was 344. Which is interesting because I don't think we're really good at it. Maybe just the highlights I'm seeing are not really, maybe we're doing crosses that aren't shown as highlights, and that's, maybe that's why. Goals and corner kicks, we got 7, which is third highest in the league. Goals and free kicks, we got 2. This is very low. Goals and indirect free kicks, 11 of them. Pass completion ratio was 88%. That would have been a lot higher if we'd done the short passing from minute 1. Pass completed, 16,000. Yeah, they got 19,000. But again, if we did more shot passing, if we did more shot passing earlier on, that would have been increased. Chances created, 97 chances created. Okay, shots on target ratio was 9th. But then again, we've got more shots on goal. So, shots on target, 317, 421 for PSG. Conversion rate, 11%, 10% for us. I want this higher. I want really to get higher conversion rate. Again, I think our strikers are a bit iffy. I'm going to look at the coaching staff and scouting staff in the summer as much as I possibly can to try and increase those kind of things. I think what I'm going to do in the summer will be get the transfers in first, then work on the coaches. Get the transfers in first, get that done really quickly so it's all done. Then look at the coaching staff and try and increase all our abilities. And it's mainly in the attacking areas I need to work on, technical and tactical, just to work on that, and obviously maybe sign a couple of players here and there if I can. Fouls against 643. Dog's walking to the room. 1 second, folks. The issues of being a YouTube recorder. My dog doesn't seem to understand when I'm recording the video. Duels per game, 19 per game. Yeah, because we've got a lot of players like with the ball out wide, mainly Depay and Gerson Martins. Defending conceded 29 goals. That needs to be dropped down massively next season. But it's not bad. It's just I want to get close to PSG, and obviously, but then again, they've got a massive advantage over us in that sense. Goals conceded for corner kicks, 5. Which is surprising. It feels like it's a lot more. Maybe I'm just getting nervous of how we're looking at we're not defending them well. It's probably it. Goals from free kicks. Conceded from free kicks, sorry, 1. Indirect free kicks, we conceded 6. Clean sheets, we got 20 clean sheets though. So it's not bad defensively, is it? 20 clean sheets, second in the highest in the league. Behind obviously the leaders, obviously. Fouls made and these kind of things don't really. Pens conceded. 1 penalty conceded all season. Not bad. So defensively we're doing alright. Average attendance. This is the problem. these guys up here, if we had that attendance with the finances we already have, we'd be fine. This is part of the problem we're going to have. I'll get to that in the finance screen. We didn't sell our ground out once. This is the problem. We need to work that out. We need to look at how to sell the stadium out. If anyone's got any thoughts on that, I mean, I don't know what else we can do. We're signing good players, winning lots of matches, we're in Champions League. I just don't know what is anything else I can do with that. Really, I don't think there's anything else I can other than I don't know. Really, I don't know if there's anything else that would really help with that because we're not sold out a single game, and that's what we need to do. Really, start selling the stadium out and increasing the profile. And I think obviously there's things we can do with the affiliates, but that's something we need to increase massively. Highest attendance, obviously, and lowest attendance. Yeah, we're fourth high. We got the fourth low. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? So net spend. Look at that. You can see the difference we've got there, right? You know, there's net spend is £139 million out of 26. There's the massive difference. And I'll get to the finance screen probably next on the next thing. And salary per annum, we've got the second highest salary in the league. But I'm going to move some players on potentially. Well, he's certainly one. So, finance screen. Right, so let's just go through the FFP and just explain where we're at. So, as you can see, we are in the green for FFP. We've got £113 million transfer budget with a £42 million overall balance. That might increase as the season starts and kicks in, all new money comes in, that kind of thing. The issue we've got, guys, is this screen here. As you can see, FFP £69.49 million. If I was to alter this right now, as in the past, if I was to just make that like, I don't know, £64 million, does it change that? No, it doesn't. Okay, it as before. So essentially, guys, even though we've got £111 million now in the budget now, we can't just spend that money on that because obviously it limits what we can spend. Because FFP, we've got to be... Now, if I was to go out and buy one world-class player, which I could probably do with this money, that'd be fine. But others people won't get strengthened. So we've got a fine balance. Now, obviously, this fluctuates quite a lot. If I was to sell a player, this obviously helps that massively. So me going out and spending like £200 million in the summer is not really practical because I can't do it. Because to buy those kind of players, if I was to buy like 2 or 3 top-class players, the wages, the agent's fees, the transfer fee, it'd be all very difficult to do. Now, what we need to try and do essentially is increase this. Now, we did get a new sponsorship deal for 1 year. That is worth £29 million per season. We need to get these higher. We need to also get the income from matchday revenue and that kind of thing increased as well. Regularly qualifying for Champions League will help with that. Obviously, it is helping with this massively. But we need to get more deals like this. Like 2 or 3 of these that last, like, you know, would be fantastic. You look at Man United, for example, or PSG, I bet they've got like insane money. Now, obviously, this one here is worth £52 million. Look at total value. £52 million, which is 8.5. Some more, like, even like 5 more of these a season would really help out. Because I know I don't need to spend like insane amounts of money. But if it's also I want to buy a big player, ideally, I would like to spend like 1 massive signing per season, and the rest be like little deals that like young talent we can bring through. But yeah, this is what we need to work on. Now, obviously, if we keep winning Champions League and keep developing, that might increase. But we need to improve our income. Gate receipts, as you can see, £9 million in gate receipts this season. Last season we got £7 million. So that is actually increasing. Matchday income is down this season. Really? Okay. Interesting. Merchandising gone up. Looking at everything else. Players sold last season. Obviously, that's not really. So we'll compare the main ones. Obviously, this season's slightly down on the league. We didn't win the league. Champions League has gone up to 10 million. 10 million this last season. That's probably going to go massively up when that comes in. So yeah, as you can see, we need to just increase the sponsorship. That's gone up though, £61 million. So you can see we need to just increase the. Obviously, expenditure is going to be an issue as well. So you can see this is the problem we have. If we can get these sponsorship deals a bit higher and increase our attendance, then that will be fantastic for us. That will definitely help us out a lot, because I want to get to the point whereby the FFP, we're comfortably in like £150 million FFP constantly. That would give me so much more scope. I don't even know even know if that's possible. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, I'll keep an eye on this. I do keep an eye on this quite a lot, and hopefully we can get some more income in and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the idea, guys. I can't just go and spend £150 million in the summer. Ain't practical, because I've got to sell players as well. So it's not a simple case of, yeah, you got your squad now, add more to it. No, it's not the case, because FFP, I've got to be very careful with it, and I've got to manage it out. You know, if the income increases to a degree where I can do that, then great. But right now, whenever I do a deal, I've got to be very careful with what I do, because if I start spending like £150 million on players only, and then I don't sell them, FFP could be a problem. So that's why I talk about like selling players, maybe selling a certain player. So let's go to that player now and talk about that, because the guy I'm thinking of selling is Ben Yedder. Now the reason being is simply because I've got Pellegrini and Osimhen, who I think are capable of playing up front for us, and I need to sell him while his value is at a decent level. This would give me more income to then go and buy somebody else. He's got 20 goals this season. When you compare him to Pellegrini, who this year's got 16, you know what I mean? It makes sense. Pellegrini can develop more. It just makes sense. And this will allow me maybe to go out, if I was to sell Ben Yedder, that gets a bit of wages off, not a massive amount, but it's decent amount of wages off. And then I can also go and invest that money in other teams. The only worry I've got is, will they be able to cope without him? But there's only one way of finding that out, and if Pellegrini or Osimhen doesn't work out, then it means we can sell one of them and bring someone else in, because I don't want to just not give them a chance. I don't want to go out and buy somebody else, you know, and not give them. I want to give Osimhen and Pellegrini a really good chance next season. And I think, look, I'm going to sell him, but only for the right price. So I want £40 million for him. That's what I want. That's what I want for Ben Yedder. And if I get that, then brilliant. So let's go through the defenders and midfielders and attackers and that kind of thing. And I'll give you my player of the season as well. So defenders of the season. Defender, obviously Ronaldo's not great because he's not winning games much recently. Overall, I'm happy with defenders. The only one I don't feel like is going to be next season is Henrichs. I think he's going to be off. You saw that error he made in the Lyon game, and it's just too many errors for me. I've got a right back in mind as well, if I can do a deal for him, though it could be quite tricky to pull off. But I do want to get a right back in to sign. I just don't think he's really good enough for me. Left back, I'm actually okay with left back at the minute. I think George is okay. I look at where is he? Ballo-Touré. He's probably my favourite left back, if I'm honest. I don't know. They look very similar, but I think he's just been solid for me. Don't have a problem with him at all. I think he's very good. So the centre back of the defender of the season for me. Ooh, it's a tough one. It is a real tough one. This is really. I think it's going to be. Yeah. Batshuayi. Because he's coming to the first team this season, and I've not noticed any massive issues with him. And I think he's the 7th fan of the season. It could have been Lindelof. It could have been Ballo-Touré. But yeah, I'm going to go with Beno, whatever I pronounce his name. I think he's been fantastic for us. and I'm very happy with him. Loving the jumping reach, heading, and that kind of thing. It might be something I actually look at, making him mark defend the goalkeepers from corner kicks to try and stop people from clearing our corner kicks easily, or we'll see. I think he's my defender of the season. Right, midfielders. So midfielders, I'm going to include the wingers in this. I think the forwards are going to be their own debate themselves, so we'll just do the forwards, the midfielders here. So obviously Lindelof is in there, so we can discount him. As you can see in midfield, we don't have many goal scorers outside the pie. And that's something I want to address in some of Gelson. We need more goals from midfield. It's something we need to work on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that in the summer. I do feel like I need to get a new cam in. Simply put, is when I don't play Rodriguez there, I don't really think I've got a great cam. I had one, but I had to sell him, didn't I, to Chelsea. So I'm going to look to try and find attacking midfielder to bring in. Now, I don't know who that's going to be. Maybe someone really young. It might be an old friend from Ajax. I might try and see if I can get him in, if I can find him. But you can see here, my midfielder of the season, it's a real tough one, because there's been a lot of good performances. Ooh, it's a tough one. It's a real tough one. If I'm putting Depay as a midfielder, I've got to go with Depay. Because he's been a great goal scoring again this season. 15 goals, 7 assists. If I can get him to 20 yards, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, I think we need to look at increasing the goal return from the wingers and other midfielders going forward. So, on to the strikers now. The strikers, let's have a look. So, obviously, the striker of the season is dead easy. Pellegrini. Nothing against Ben Yedder, but the fact that Pellegrini really stepped up this season and had a great run of form towards the back end of the year has made my decision to sell Ben Yedder a lot easier. So he's my striker of the season. Obviously, credit to Ben Yedder as well. He got 20 goals this season out of 27 games, but just because of the fact that Pellegrini came out of nowhere and really kicked on, gives me the edge for me. Not saying he had a bad year, Ben Yedder, clearly he didn't, but because Pellegrini was like not really playing and suddenly he started scoring goals and then started putting him in, it kind of like helped out a lot. So also Ben Yedder was out injured for a period as well during that time, and he obviously stepped in, did Pellegrini and helped out. So Ben Yedder, still a great year for him, because it means his valuation keeps high and he might get good money for him if we end up moving him on. So right, let's go to tactics and look at what we ended up using. So this is essentially the tactic that we use. Let's get all these guys back on. I'm going to put the first team into the lineup. So obviously these guys didn't play because I tried to rotate a little bit and give people a chance. So probably Pellegrini probably up front next. No, Ben Yedder can go up front for now, and the rest is that's pretty much the main 11. Obviously I'd have Aguilar in there. So that is essentially the first 11. What I'm looking to strengthen next season is I'm looking at right wing, because Dembele, I don't know if he's really going to work out for us. Now, maybe I should play more inside forward, more on that side, but I'm a bit wary of playing inside forward. If you look at Dembele here, I'm just wary about playing inside forward with Cam in there. I might try it next year. It might be that I buy a young talent for right wing and loan him out. Unless I can find, if the scenario will be either I play Dembele more inside forward next year, or I sign somebody younger and loan. Or if I was to sign an elite right winger, for example, I would loan Dembele out. If I sign someone young, I'd keep Dembele here. It depends who I sign, because I'm a bit wary about Gelson Martins. The main thing about Gelson Martins I'm worried about is that pace dropping off. It's the only thing he really has. And also dribbling as well. If that tails off, then we're going to have problems. So I think long term we've got to prepare for Gelson essentially losing his pace. No one's really come in for him yet, which is interesting. Obviously, he's starting to look like starting to consider whether we should be looking to move to a bigger club. Again, that could be a problem. Again, if he leaves, that's £30 million or 40, 50, 60, whatever we get for him in the budget. So it could be fun. It could be an interesting summer. If Gelson leaves, I will go out and buy a top right winger. And there's someone I've got my eye on as well. There's a couple I've got my eye on, actually. A couple I've got my eye on who I want to bring in. Potentially. One's younger and one's more experienced. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm not going to force him out, but if he has to leave, I'll want a decent fee for him. Also, in striker position, I don't think I need to sign anybody. What I will most likely will do is, if I sell Ben Yedder, I'll give Pellegrini and Osimhen the fair crack, and I will then bring William Goebbels back as backup. If Ben Yedder stays, then then it could be an awkward season for all the three strikers. But yeah, that's the plan. In terms of talking mid, the only guy I've got really, you've got a team report and squad depth who can play in that position. I wonder if I can play them actually, apparently. Well, not naturally though, not really great in that position though, is Lazaro. I think we need a new cam. I really, really do. I don't know where I'm going to find one. I don't know if I can find young talent that we can bring in. There is one guy I'd like, but he's gone to Arsenal. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Hopefully we can find somebody to play in that role. And apart from that, I think definitely right back I want to improve. I've got someone in mind for that one. And the rest of the team, I'm quite happy with the rest of the team really. Centre backs I'm happy with them. Left back happy with them. So essentially it's centre midfield is fine. Left wing is fine. It's right wing. Striker maybe altered slightly. And cam and right back. They're the areas I'm looking at maybe strengthening. And also maybe a goalkeeper. So I've got my eye on a goalkeeper that I think is really, really good. So I have to look on that one. So yeah, that's going to be it, folks. I don't want to go on too much longer because my throat's almost going to die. So we'll leave it on the competition screen. Actually, you know what? Let's leave it on the French Cup final. You know what? Because that was the trophy we won this season. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, folks. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow for another upload. Hopefully we can get the season up and running and done by then. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget down below, check out the Twitch channel on Fridays, Saturdays and Tuesdays. And also check out the Start of Tomorrow series as well. And don't forget, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. Any questions, guys, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.